Chrissy Lampkin, the woman who has endured everything with Jim Jones, is crying, not out of love, but rather due to a heartbreaking discovery that is appending their entire world. Is this DNA test result the end of their fairy tale, or is there something darker at play here? You might want to take a seat for this because what? We're going to reveal something that will make you question everything you believed you had heard about these two newborns' DNA results. These aren't just any DNA results, though what's actually happening behind their lovely family image? Is it all a lie or just a huge misunderstanding celebrity drama? This is the kind of scandal that will have the internet talking for days. Chrissy Lampkin, who never backs down from a challenge, is shocked by the truth that has come to light, and Jim Jones, well, he's looking like the cat that ate the canary, is looking like the real story behind this shocking revelation. Pay close attention because we have all the juicy details that will make you question whether the romantic story that everyone is talking about was made up. Shaky foundation, what's real and what's just for show? Let's delve into the chaos. So let's take a moment to remember that Jim Jones, the Harlem rapper with a reputation that precedes him, has been in the public eye for years, whether it's for his renowned romance with the one and only Chrissy Lampkin, or his unforgettable contributions to the rap game. There's no question that these two have been the subject of countless headlines, but who could have predicted that the couple who just announced their happy pregnancy to the world would be at the center of a DNA scandal that has everyone talking? Yes, you read correctly, a newborn crying. It looks like a plot twist from a soap opera, but this is real life, or at least the most recent one. At least that's what we're supposed to believe, so let's be honest. Jim Jones and Chrissy Lamp can have a conversation, but after Jim Jones shares the news about their newborn's DNA test, Chrissy starts crying. Soon after, rumors began to circulate, leaving people confused. Was this a publicity stunt, or was there something more sinister going on behind the scenes, Chrissy? Jim Jones, let's just say, has always been a master at keeping his cards close to his chest, but this was something different. A bombshell delivered with a straight face that had the internet and Chrissy completely taken aback. Lampkin, who is known for her tough, no-nonsense approach, was not only crying, but also seemed ready to flip the script on everything we thought we knew about their family dynamic. Shaken for a couple who have been outspoken about their problems. Their relationship has always had its share of highs and lows. You remember the drama of Will They Want? Not too long ago, many people wondered if these two would ever take the risk and get married, and they did. But right when it seemed like they were living the perfect life. The DNA test that threatens to ruin everything is currently on everyone's mind. As far as the world knew, Jim and Chrissy had a perfect little family, and their child was the result of their years of love and devotion to one another, or so we believed. But when the results were released, that's when the drama really started. What specifically did the test reveal that made Christy cry? But was it a mistake, or is this a much larger story than anyone could have imagined? More importantly, why does it seem like there's something strange about the whole thing? The thing is, when Jim Jones dropped the bomb regarding the DNA findings, nobody anticipated this. A small hiccup in family life is one thing, but this scandal has the potential to change how people view them. The test was more than just a period of uncertainty. It was a devastating revelation that rocked the foundation of the entire family. And let me tell you, it didn't take long for the public to start making connections and wondering what it meant. Of course, this wouldn't be a Jim. The Jones and Chrissy Lampkin story would not be the same without a little drama. Because before we get too far into the story, let's take a moment to consider that the purpose of DNA testing is to be simple. A scientific test that will determine whether the child is truly yours. However, as we all know, DNA testing may show more than just biological facts. They can reveal hidden relationships, family secrets, and most importantly, they can spark a flurry of rumors and speculation, which is precisely what we have here. So why did Jim Jones decide to make these results public so quickly? And why did Chrissy react the way she did? Could there be more going on than what was being told? Is this really about a? One thing is certain. This isn't just a straightforward question of who the father is. This scandal is much deeper than that. And you can bet your bottom dollar that we're going to delve into all of the horrifying truths that have been kept under the rug for far too long. Is the DNA test a well-timed diversion to hide something much bigger as the tension builds and Chrissy's tears flow? However, before delving into all of that, let's take a moment to discuss Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin's relationship history. What is the true reason for their relationship, and how did they end up in this situation? Now that we've covered the essentials, let's take a closer look at what's really happening. Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin's relationship has never been straightforward. Let's take a step back and ask ourselves what's going on with these DNA findings. How do we go from a happy family announcement to a tearful emotional breakdown that's now sending shockwaves across the globe? From their early days in the spotlight to their very public ups and downs, these two have given us more drama than the season finale of your favorite reality show. If you've been following Jim and Chrissy for any length of time, you'll know that they've never been shy about their personal lives. In fact, they've practically made a living by putting everything on display for the public, from reality shows to the media. Could this really be a mistake, or is there something much more sinister hiding beneath the surface? These two have been very transparent about their relationship on Instagram, but when it comes to the DNA test, it's clear that there's something they weren't expecting. Perhaps they're trying to start with the facts, or at least the information we're receiving, because things are starting to seem a little fishy. Jim Jones triumphantly revealed the results of this highly controversial DNA test to the public, and then everything changed dramatically. Chrissy burst into tears as he revealed the test results, and we don't need to be experts in body language to understand that her reaction wasn't just about determining whether or not the child was a gem. Oh no, there's more going on here. But here's the thing, nobody seems to have the whole story. Why would Jim wait until now to reveal this bombshell? Was it all a calculated ploy to get attention, or was it just awful? The internet, as it always does, went into a frenzy, with comment sections exploding, Twitter on fire, and social media crowded with people questioning the integrity of the test. It didn't take long for the speculation to get out of control. Was Chrissy genuinely shocked by the results, or was this all part of the performance? Jim and Chrissy enjoy keeping people guessing, but this seemed far too personal for a marketing ploy. Nevertheless, some fans rallied around Chrissy to show their support and provide words of comfort. Others couldn't help but wonder if this revelation had a darker underbelly. Was Jude trying to prove he was the good guy in this whole situation? Or was there something odd about the way the test results were handled? Naturally, anonymous sources started to leak information about the couple's private life. Some people believe that Jim Jones may have known something all along that he didn't want the public to know just yet. And Chrissy, according to some reports, may have been appalled by what she saw. But it's also possible that she's participating in the drama to advance her career and the family brand. And for the trolls, well, you can always rely on the memes and mocking comments about the couple's emotional breakdown were widely shared on social media by some people. Some even imply that the entire incident was staged for their upcoming reality show. So why wouldn't it be appropriate? The reactions were harsh, but you have to admit that they had a point. Is this all just a massive publicity hoax to keep Jim in the spotlight? Jones and Chrissy Lampkin before the really juicy stuff began to come to light. These sources, who, let's face it, could have been anyone at this point, claimed that the DNA test wasn't just about the baby's paternity. Oh no, there were serious doubts about the validity of the test. One anonymous source claimed that the findings were postponed, creating unnecessary drama that could have diverted attention from other issues Jim Jones was facing. Another insider claimed that Jim had spent a significant amount of money to ensure that the test results were as good as possible. At this point, you're probably wondering, who is revealing these outrageous secrets? Is it really a secret sour, or is someone just looking for their 15? Though it may seem heartbreaking at first, people close to the case have even conjectured that Jim may have orchestrated the entire situation for the PR boost. Think about how much easier it is to keep the spotlight on you when your personal life is falling apart. The more dramatic the disclosure, the more people will pay attention. As one insider put it, the more tears, the more views. Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin have mastered the formula for success in the world of celebrity drama. If we're talking about motivations, we also need to consider Chrissy's own history with all the ups and downs in their relationship. Jim Jones is no stranger to controversy. Does anyone genuinely think that this DNA test wasn't a part of their ongoing quest for media dominance? Now let's talk about the fallout because, well, there are always some repercussions when these kinds of things happen. Controversy and this most recent discovery may have serious consequences for their relationship brand and possibly their careers. Believe me, the story is far from over, and the fallout may be as dramatic as the results of the DNA test. Let's start by discussing the legal aspect of the matter. Consider how carefully these celebrity relationships are managed in every word, and every action is planned to maximize attention, maintain the appearance of control, and most importantly, generate revenue. However, what happens if, for example, a DNA test results in false or manipulated information? This could lead to a legal nightmare and result in lost cases involving defamation. What about breach of trust? Chrissy Lampkin, been by Jim's side for years, may be completely taken aback by the whole situation. Her learning that the results were falsified would be devastating for their relationship, both personally and professionally. Speaking of harm, Chrissy's emotional collapse was undoubtedly a sign that something was wrong. We've seen her cry in public before, but this time felt different because there was something almost manipulative about the whole situation. What happens when the truth comes out? Will Chrissy feel like her entire life has been a lie? Deeper is at play here, even though she may have been acting it up for the cameras. Do you think she's truly okay with the way things have unfolded? Time will tell if she will step up and keep playing the supporting girlfriend role. But believe me when I say that this emotional outburst is just the beginning. Next is the public response. We've already discussed the memes, sarcasm, and bizarre conspiracy theories that are circulating on social media. But let's stand back and examine the true effects of these well-liked. Considering how much Jim Jones has built his career on being unvarnished, honest, and unapologetic, how much of that will change after this DNA test controversy? Some fans may turn against him, doubting his honesty and decision-making skills, because after all, the public is erratic. Next, they're looking for someone to cancel, but what about Chrissy? How will this impact her brand? Chrissy Lampkin has built a reputation as a strong, devoted wife who sticks by her boyfriend no matter what. But does her emotional response to the DNA test portray her as weak or naive? Perhaps some people will view her as a lady caught up in the drama, someone who's too. It's going to be hard for Chrissy to leave this situation with her reputation intact because in the world of celebrity, one mistake can send you into oblivion, and this is a big one. But let's not forget about the money. Oh, there are Jim Jones and Chrissy. She may be seen as the victim in all of this, a woman who was pushed to her breaking point. For as long as Lampkin has been involved in publicity and media manipulation, you can be sure they know how to profit from controversy. What's next? A reality show detailing their incredible journey through the DNA drama, a book detailing everything, or a podcast where they discuss everything. Perhaps Chrissy will start selling emotional support products with slogans like "Trust the process" or "Team Jim and Chrissy, but don't discount them." These kinds of problems often lead to business opportunities that you can't imagine. The question is, will it work? Or will this public spectacle ultimately cause their careers to collapse and leave them penniless? Let's talk about what might occur behind the scenes if this entire DNA test issue is a part of a larger, more planned approach. There might have been severe financial repercussions. What if Jim and Chrissy had been waiting for the right moment to pull off a heist like this to make money? We've seen it happen time and time again. Celebrities create drama, cry a little, and then watch the money roll in. Could this be a money-making scam masquerading as a real family moment? You know how this game is played. Yes, there is always a negative aspect to these things. What if the plan backfires? What if the audience sees through the pretense and turns against them? We've seen it happen with other celebrities before. The more you keep people guessing, the more they stay hooked. These two are no strangers to understanding just how to keep. The questions keep coming up, don't they? Will Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin be able to recover if this entire scandal blows out in their faces? Or will this be the end of their public lives as we know them? If people begin to question the validity of the DNA test, the response could include serious legal challenges, financial difficulties, and public attention. The beauty of it is that there is a lot of uncertainty about what is truly happening behind the scenes. But one thing is certain. This scandal has only just started, and it will only get more bizarre from here. Whether it is the fallout from this DNA test or something else entirely, Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin have once again managed to capture the. We've finally reached the end of this incredible story. But before you leave, we'd like to know what you think. Is this whole DNA test controversy just another public relations ploy, or is there more going on here? Do you think Chrissy Lampkin's